Maya Johnson walked into the testing room for the third time. Her boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. The room was big and white, with strange blue lights that came from nowhere. She had been here twice before. Both times, something went wrong. Three alien beings sat behind a curved table. They looked nothing like humans. The first one had blue skin that seemed to glow. The second looked like it was made of glass and crystals. The third was covered in silver fur and had 6 arms. All of them were staring at her with eyes that were too big and too bright. Maya felt nervous but tried not to show it. She was 24 years old and had wanted to join the Space Forces since she was a little girl. Earth had joined something called the Galactic Federation 5 years ago. Now humans could work with aliens from across the galaxy. But first, they had 2 past tests. Blue Alien spoke first. Its voice sounded like music. Human Maya Johnson, you are here for your 3rd evaluation. Are you ready to begin? Maya nodded. Yes, sir. Yes. The crystal alien made a sound like wind chimes. We will start with the mind test.
Please.
Sit in the chair. Maya sat down in a strange chair that seemed to be made of the same blue light as the room. Immediately, she felt something touch her thoughts. It was not painful, but it was weird. Like someone was looking through her memories. Pictures flashed in her mind. Math problems that would make college professors cry. Maps of star systems she had never seen. Languages she had never heard. But somehow Maya knew the answers. Math was easy. The star maps made sense. The alien words felt familiar. The silver-furred alien moved all 6 of its arms at once. Impossible. She scored perfect on the Zentari intelligence test. Humans cannot do that. The blue alien looked confused. Run the Vorthon strength test. Maya was moved to another part of the room. Here, there were weights and machines that looked like torture devices. The aliens told her to lift things, run on moving floors, and hit targets with her hands. Maya had always been strong for a human, but now she felt like she could lift a car. The targets exploded when she hit them. Her physical scores match A. Vorthon warrior, the crystal alien said. Its voice was getting higher, like it was scared. But she is human. This should not be possible. The tests went on for hours. They tested her eyes, her ears, her sense of smell. They made her solve puzzles that looked like they were made by crazy people. They showed her pictures of alien cities and asked her to find problems with their design. I found problems in all of them. She sees like a Kepler. She thinks like a Brahm. She fights like a Vorthon, the blue alien said. Yes, but our scanners say she is human. Maya was getting tired. What does that mean? What's wrong with me? The 3 aliens looked at each other. They made sounds that Maya somehow understood, even though they were not speaking in any human language. They were scared of her. Captain Alex Wright had been watching from another room. He was Maya's boss and had recommended her for these tests. He was a big man with gray hair and scars on his face from the border wars. He walked into the testing room. What is the problem? He asked. The crystal alien turned to him. Captain Wright, your soldier has passed every test we have given her. She scores higher than most aliens in their own specialties. But we cannot identify what she is. Alex looked confused. What do you mean? She is human. I have known her for 3 years. Our scanners disagree, the blue alien said. Every species in the Federation has a unique biological signature. We can identify any being in seconds. But when we scan Maya Johnson, we get no reading at all. It is like she does not exist. Maya felt her heart beating fast. But I am human. I was born on Earth. I have parents and friends and a cat named Whiskers. The silver alien made a sad sound. We believe you think you are human, but our technology has never been wrong. You are something else. Something we have never seen before. Dr. Lisa Carter entered the room. She was Earth's top expert on alien biology and had been studying the test results. She was a small woman with bright red hair and glasses that were too big for her face. I have been reviewing Maya's medical records, she said. Everything about her appears normal for a human. Her DNA, her blood, her brain scans, all human. Then explain her test scores, the crystal alien demanded. Dr. Carter looked at Maya with kind eyes. I cannot. This is the first time in Federation history that someone has passed tests for multiple species while showing no biological markers for any of them. Maya stood up from the chair. She felt angry and confused and scared all at the same time. So what happens now? Do I fail again? The blue alien made a sound like sighing. The Federation cannot assign a role to someone without proper identification. We have rules that have worked for thousands of years. But she clearly has abilities that exceed most of our members, the crystal alien said. It would be wasteful to reject her. Alex stepped forward. Maya saved 200 colonists during the attack on New Denver. She figured out the alien attack. Patterns in minutes when our best computers took hours. She can do things that our other soldiers cannot. The silver alien moved all its arms in what Maya somehow knew was a gesture of agreement. We have read the reports. Her actions were extraordinary. But extraordinary does not change Federation law. Maya felt tears starting to form in her eyes. This was her third attempt to join the Galactic forces. She had trained for years, studied alien languages, learned about different worlds and cultures, and each time, the same thing happened. She passed all the tests, but failed the identity scan. There must be something we can do, Dr. Carter said. Maya represents the best of what humanity can offer. The blue alien stood up. We will report these results to the High Council. Perhaps they will make an exception. But for now, Maya Johnson must return to Earth. Maya nodded. She had expected this. Thank you for giving me another chance. As she walked toward the door, the crystal alien called out to her. Maya Johnson, your abilities suggest you are meant for something important. Do not give up. Turn back. What do you think I am? The alien was quiet for a long moment. I think you are something new, something the galaxy has been waiting for. Maya left the testing center feeling more confused than ever. She was human. She knew she was human. But apparently the most advanced technology in the galaxy disagreed. As she waited for the transport back to Earth, she wondered if she would ever find out who she really was. 6 months had passed since Maya's third failed test. She sat in a small office on Luna Station, looking at pictures of strange alien machines. The moon base was quiet, except for the hum of air recyclers and the distant sound of construction. Work. Maya had been assigned to a secret research project after her latest rejection from the Federation, Dr. Richard. Stone walked into the room carrying a cup of coffee and a stack of papers. He was a thin man with wild gray hair that never seemed to stay in place. His clothes were wrinkled, and he had ink stains on his fingers. But he was one of the smartest people Maya had ever met. Good morning, Maya, he said, sitting down across from her. I have been thinking about your case all night. Maya looked up from the alien pictures. Any new ideas? Dr. Stone put his papers on the desk. I've been studying human genetics since the aliens first arrived. There are things about our species that even we do not understand. You might be proof of that. The door opened, and Sergeant Danny Cooper walked in. He was a big man with short brown hair and friendly eyes. When Maya first met him, he had not trusted her. He thought she was some kind of fake or spy, but that had changed after she saved the station from a computer virus that no one else could stop. Morning, Doc. Maya, Danny said. We got a signal from the asteroid belt. Something big is out there. Dr. Stone looked excited. What kind of signal? Unknown. It is not from any known alien species in the Federation database. Command wants us to check it out. Maya felt her heart beat faster. Unknown signals usually meant trouble. But they also meant adventure. When do we leave? Tomorrow morning, Danny said. You will be our alien tech expert. Dr. Stone smiled. This could be exactly what we need to understand your abilities, Maya. The next day, Maya found herself on a small research ship called the Explorer. The crew was only 12 people, all specialists in different fields. Maya was supposed to help with any alien technology they might find. The ship's captain was Commander Jake Miller, the same man who had recommended Maya for Federation service. He was tall and serious, with gray eyes that seemed to see everything. Maya respected him, but she also felt nervous around him. He knew about her test failures, Maya Commander Miller said as they traveled toward the signal. I want you to know that I still believe in you. Whatever's happening with these tests, it does not change the fact that you are special." Maya nodded. "Thank you, sir." Dr. Karen Bell was also on the mission. She was an expert on ancient alien cultures and had studied artifacts from dozens of dead civilizations. She was a small woman with short black hair and bright green eyes. She spent most of her time reading old alien texts on her computer. "The signal is coming from coordinates that show nothing on our maps," Dr. Bell said. "It could be a derelict ship." When they reached the source of the signal, Maya gasped. Floating in space was a ship unlike anything she had ever seen. It was huge, maybe 3 times the size of their research vessel. The hull was black but seemed to glow with its own light. Strange symbols covered every surface. "That design is not in any Federation database," Dr. Bell said, staring at her screens. "This could be from a species we have never met." Commander Miller ordered the ship to move closer. "Maya, I want you to scan it with our sensors. See if you can make sense of anything." Maya sat down at the sensor station. As soon as she touched the controls, something strange happened. Alien symbols on the screen began to make sense. She could not explain how, but she understood what they meant. "It is a science vessel," Maya said without thinking. "They were exploring the galaxy, looking for something. The crew is gone, but the computers are still working." Everyone on the bridge stared at her. Dr. Bell looked shocked. "How could you possibly know that?" Maya looked at the screen again. The symbols were clear to her now, like reading English. "I do not know. I just understand them." Commander Miller made a decision. "We are going aboard? Maya, you will come with the first team." Maya put on her spacesuit and followed the others through the airlock into the alien ship. The inside was even stranger than the outside. The walls curved in impossible ways and the floors seemed to glow with soft blue light. Everything felt familiar to Maya, like she had been here before. Danny stayed close to her as they explored. "This place gives me the creeps," he whispered. Maya touched a panel on the wall and lights came on. "The ship is responding to me," she said. "It knows I am here." Dr. Bell was taking pictures of everything. "The technology here is far beyond anything in Federation space. The civilization must have been incredibly advanced." They found the ship's main computer in a room that looked like a crystal cave. Maya walked up to the central console and placed her hands on it. Immediately, her mind was filled with information. Images, sounds, memories that were not her own. She saw a galaxy full of life, billions of worlds with different species. Saw a great civilization that traveled between the stars, sharing knowledge and helping younger races develop. They called themselves the Inheritors. "Maya." Danny's voice seemed far away. "Maya, what is happening?" Maya opened her eyes and realized she was glowing with the same blue light as the ship. Information was flowing through her mind like water. The Inheritors had not disappeared. They had prepared for something terrible and hidden their knowledge. In special places throughout the galaxy, they knew this would happen, Maya said, her voice sounding different. "They knew someone like me would come." Dr. Stone, who had stayed on the research ship, was watching through the video link. "Maya, your brain activity is off the charts. You are processing information faster than our computers." The alien computers showed Maya more images. Inheritors had found worlds with primitive life and helped guide their evolution. They had left genetic markers, tiny changes that would not be noticed for millions of years. These markers would create individuals who could understand and use their technology. "Are one of their descendants?" Dr. Bell said, understanding what Maya was seeing. "Not exactly human, but not alien either. You were something they created." Maya pulled her hands away from the console. The blue light faded, but she still felt different. Stronger, more aware. They were preparing for something bad, something that destroyed them. Commander Miller's voice came through their communicators. "Maya, we are reading massive energy signatures from other locations across the galaxy. Similar ships are powering up everywhere." Maya looked around the crystal room. She could see things that had been invisible before. Hidden panels, secret compartments, technology that existed in multiple dimensions. The Inheritors left a network, and I just turned it on. Danny helped her walk back toward their ship. "What does that mean for you?" Maya was quiet for a long moment. She could feel the network calling to her, offering knowledge and power beyond anything humans had ever imagined. She could also feel herself changing, becoming something that was not quite human anymore. "I think it means I am going to find out who I really am," she said, "whether I want to or not." As they returned to their ship, Maya looked back at the alien vessel. It was fully active now, sending signals to similar ships across the galaxy. She had started something that could not be stopped. For the first time in her life, Maya felt like she might finally understand her purpose. But she was also scared. The inheritors had been destroyed by something terrible, and that same threat was still out there waiting. News of Maya's discovery spread quickly through Earth's government and the Galactic Federation. Within a week, she found herself standing in the White House, facing President William Grant. He was a tall man with white hair and tired eyes. Maya had never thought she would meet the leader of Earth. "Miss Johnson," the president said, "what you found out there has changed everything. We need you to help us understand what is happening." Maya nodded, still feeling strange after her experience on the alien ship. Sometimes she would know things without learning them, languages she had never studied, technologies that should not exist. It scared her and excited her at the same time. Admiral Susan Price entered the room. She was in charge of Earth's space fleet and had a reputation for being tough but fair. Her uniform was perfect, and her gray hair was pulled back in a tight style. She looked at Maya with interest and concern. "Maya, we are putting together a special mission," Admiral Price said. "We have found more ships like the one you discovered. Dozens of them, all across Federation space. We need someone who can communicate with them." "Why me?" I asked, though she already knew the answer. President Grant smiled sadly. "Because you are the only person who can make them work. The Federation tried to board 3 of the ships. Your technology could not even open the doors. But when we showed them video of what you did, they agreed to let you lead the mission." A week later, Maya stood on the bridge of the EFS Constitution, Earth's newest and most advanced starship. The bridge was huge and filled with screens and controls she did not recognize. Admiral Price was the ship's commander. Maya had been given authority over anything related to the alien technology. Dr. Tony Martinez joined them as they prepared to leave Earth orbit. Was a quantum physics expert who had been studying Maya's brain scans. He was young, maybe 30, with messy black hair and glasses that were always sliding down his nose. "Maya," Dr. Martinez said, "I have been looking at your brain activity since you touched that alien computer. You are processing information in ways that should be impossible. It is like your mind exists in multiple dimensions at once." I did not understand what he meant, but she trusted him. Dr. Martinez was one of the few people who did not look at her like she was a dangerous mystery. Their first destination was a system called Rigel. Nexus. Federation scouts had found something there that was much bigger than a single ship. Maya felt the pull of it even before they arrived, like a voice calling her name. Chief Engineer Amy Roberts worked with Maya to build new equipment based on what they had learned from the alien ship. Amy was a practical woman who could fix anything, and was not afraid of new technology. She had short red hair and hands that were always covered in grease. "These devices you helped me design," Amy said, showing Maya a small silver box. "They should let us translate more than just words. They might be able to translate thoughts and ideas between different species." Maya picked up the device and immediately understood how it worked. That was happening more often now. She would touch something and just know what it did. The inheritors made their technology to work with the mind, not just the hands. When they reached Rigel Nexus, Maya gasped. The planet below them was dead and gray, but something massive was buried under its surface. Scanners showed a structure that was bigger than most cities. Lieutenant Ben Taylor led the security team that would go down to the planet with Maya. He was a careful man who had served in the border wars with Captain Wright. His job was to keep Maya safe, but she could tell he was nervous about what they might find. "The structure extends down for miles," he said, checking his equipment. "We have no idea what we will find in there." Maya and the team took shuttles down to the planet's surface. The air was thin and cold, and the sky was the color of old metal.
Ow.
But when Maya stepped out of the shuttle, she felt the ancient facility calling to her. They found an entrance that looked like a door made of liquid metal. When Maya approached it, the metal flowed away like water, revealing a tunnel that glowed with soft light. "Stay close," Lieutenant Taylor warned his men. "We do not know what defenses this place might have." Maya walked down the tunnel, feeling more at home with each step. The walls were covered with the same symbols she had seen on the ship, but now she could read them easily. They told the story of the inheritors and their great work across the galaxy. Dr. Martinez followed behind her, taking readings with his instruments. "Maya, the energy levels here are incredible. This facility has been running for millions of years." They entered a vast chamber that seemed to stretch forever in all directions. In the center was a pillar of light that reached from the floor to a ceiling that was too high to see. Maya walked toward it without thinking. "Maya, wait," Amy called out, but it was too late. When Maya touched the pillar of light, her mind exploded with information. She saw the entire galaxy as the inheritors had known it. Billions of worlds, countless species, all connected by a network of knowledge and understanding. But she also saw the threat that had destroyed them. It was something from outside there. Reality. A force that consumed not just life, but the very possibility of life. It moved from galaxy to galaxy, leaving nothing behind. The inheritors had fought it and lost, but not before preparing a defense. Maya's consciousness expanded beyond her body. She could feel every inheritor facility across the galaxy powering up. Each one was sending signals to others, creating a network that spanned thousands of light years. And at the center of it all was Maya herself. "She is connecting to all of them," Dr. Martinez said, his voice filled with wonder and fear. "Her brain is processing information from across the galaxy." Maya could hear him, but his voice seemed to come from very far away. She was experiencing memories from dozens of different worlds, learning technologies that had been forgotten for millions of years. But most importantly, she was understanding her purpose. The inheritors had not just left technology behind. They had changed the genetic code of promising species, creating individuals who could serve as bridges between different forms of life. Maya was one of these bridges, designed to unite the galaxy against the threat that was coming. "The enemy is returning," Maya said, her voice echoing strangely in the vast chamber. "I can feel it at the edge of the galaxy. It will be here soon." Admiral Price's voice came through their communicators from the ship above. "Maya, we are detecting massive energy readings from installations across Federation space. Whatever you activated, it is affecting the entire galaxy." Maya slowly pulled away from the pillar of light, but she remained connected to the network. She could feel the minds of aliens thousands of light years away, all linked through the technology the inheritors had left behind. "I know what I am now," Maya said to her companions. "I am not human, not exactly. I am something designed to save the galaxy from what is coming." Lieutenant Taylor helped her walk away from the pillar. "What is coming, Maya?" Maya looked at each of them with eyes that now seemed to hold the light of distant stars. "Something that wants to erase everything that has ever lived. The inheritors called it the void, and we have very little time to prepare." Psst. As they left the ancient facility, Maya felt the weight of an entire galaxy on her shoulders. She was no longer just a young woman trying to find her place in the universe. She was the key to survival itself, whether she wanted to be or not. The void arrived 3 months later. Maya felt it before anyone else did, like a cold shadow falling across her mind. She was standing on the bridge of the Constitution when the first reports came in. Entire star systems were simply disappearing. Not destroyed, but erased, as if they had never existed. Captain Roy Johnson, Maya's distant cousin who now commanded the defense fleet, watched the reports with growing fear. He was a steady man who had fought in many battles, but nothing had prepared him for this. Planets, stars, even the space around them was being consumed by something that could not be seen or understood. "Maya," Captain Johnson said, "our sensors show nothing where the Kepler system used to be. Not empty space, nothing. It is like reality itself has been deleted." Maya closed her eyes and reached out with her expanded senses. She could feel the void moving through space, consuming everything in its path. It was not alive in any way she understood, but it was intelligent and hungry. It wanted to erase all possibility of life from the universe. Dr. Carl White, the Federation's chief scientist, had been studying the reports from across the galaxy. He was an old Zentari with blue skin who had devoted his life to understanding the impossible. Even he seemed frightened by what they were facing. "Miss Johnson," Dr. White said through the communication screen, "we have tried every weapon in the Federation arsenal. Energy weapons, nuclear bombs, even antimatter. Nothing affects this entity. Our attacks pass through it like it is not there." Maya nodded. She had expected this. The inheritors had tried to fight the void with weapons and technology, so they had failed. This enemy could only be defeated in a different way, on a different kind of battlefield. "Gather the fleet," Maya said. "All of them. Every ship from every species in the Federation. And tell them to bring their best telepaths and mind readers." General Patricia Davis, who was coordinating the military response from Earth, looked confused. "Maya, what good will telepaths do against something that erases matter itself?" Maya turned to face the main screen, where she could see hundreds of ships gathering from across the galaxy, humans, Zentari, Vorthines, Keplers, and dozens of other species, all working together for the first time in Federation history. "The void does not fight in normal space," Maya explained. "It attacks reality itself, the basic ideas that allow things to exist. We have to fight it in the realm of thought and possibility." Dr. Tony Martinez had been monitoring Maya's brain patterns for weeks. Her neural activity was beyond anything he could measure. She was thinking on levels that no single mind should be able to reach. "Maya," Dr. Martinez said quietly, "what you are planning will change you forever. You might not be able to come back to being human." Maya smiled sadly. "I stopped being just human the moment I touched that first alien computer. This is what I was made for, Tony. This is why the inheritors created people like me." The final battle began not with explosions or laser fire, but with Maya sitting quietly in a special chamber that Amy Roberts had built. The chamber was connected to every ship in the fleet through the inheritor network. Maya could feel the minds of millions of beings across hundreds of worlds. Chief Engineer Amy Roberts monitored the systems as Maya prepared to link with the entire galactic civilization. "All connections are stable," Amy reported. "But Maya, the power requirements are enormous. I do not know if the ships can handle this." Maya placed her hands on the control surfaces and immediately felt her consciousness expand. She was no longer just Maya Johnson from Earth. She was connected to every thinking being in the galaxy. Humans who dreamed of the stars, Zentari who sang in harmony across light years, Vorthins who thought in colors instead of words, all of them were part of her now. Lieutenant Ben Taylor watched the screens that showed the approaching void. It was a darkness that hurt to look at, a wrongness that made reality itself sick. "It is almost here," he said. Maya opened her eyes, but they no longer looked human. They held the light of 1 billion stars and the wisdom of countless civilizations. When she spoke, her voice carried the harmony of every species in the galaxy. "I can see it now," she said. "The void is not evil. It is something from a universe where life never happened. It cannot understand existence, so it tries to make everything like its home, empty, silent, dead." Through the network, Maya could feel every mind in the galaxy joining together. For the first time in history, all the different species were thinking as one. Their combined will have created something stronger than any weapon the inheritors had ever built. The battle took place in a space that existed beyond normal reality. Maya led the united consciousness of the galaxy against an entity that wanted to unmake everything that had ever been. It was not fought with ships or guns, but with the pure force of billions of minds, insisting that life had the right to exist. Captain Luke Martinez, who had taken command of a squadron of Earth ships, watched in amazement as the void stopped. Its advance. Something is happening. Darkness is pulling back. Maya fought the void on levels of reality that had no names. She showed it the beauty of a sunrise over Earth, the joy of a Zentari child learning to sing, the pride of a Vorthin warrior protecting his family. the wonder of discovery that drove every species to reach for the stars. The void recoiled from these concepts. In its universe, such things were impossible. But here, supported by the combined will of an entire galaxy, they were more real than stars or planets. "You do not belong here," Maya told the void, speaking with the voice of every living thing. "This universe chose life. Go back to where life was never meant to be." The darkness began to retreat, pulling back toward the edge of the galaxy. But Maya knew it would return someday, when the galaxy forgot to stand together. She made a choice. That would change her forever. Instead of letting the void escape, Maya followed it. Her consciousness, supported by the network the inheritors had built, pursued the darkness back to its own universe. There, in a place where nothing had ever lived, she built a barrier. A wall made of the memories and dreams of every species she had touched. When it was over, Maya found herself back in the chamber, but she was no longer entirely present. Part of her remained at the barrier, keeping watch. She could still talk and laugh and feel, but she was also something larger now. Dr. Carl White arrived a week later with Maya's official Federation classification. He looked at her with respect. "In sadness, Maya Johnson, you have been designated as the first synthesis being. You represent the evolution of consciousness itself." Maya accepted the classification with a smile. Finally, an identity that fits. Captain Roy Johnson visited her before she left for her new role as Guardian of the Galactic Network. "Will we see you again?" Maya looked at the stars through the ship's viewports. She could feel every world out there, every species learning to work together because of what they had shared during the battle. "I will always be here," she said, "in every connection between different species. In every moment when someone chooses cooperation over conflict." The inheritors were right. The galaxy's strength is not in any single species, but in all of us working together. Maya had finally found her identity. She was not human or alien, but something new, something that could help the galaxy face whatever challenges might come. She had passed every test, not by fitting into existing categories, but by becoming the bridge between all possible forms of life, and in the vast network that connected every thinking being in the galaxy. Maya Johnson would always be watching, ready to unite them again when the universe needed protecting.